Coming up on Mountain News this morning, senior centers throughout the Commonwealth are facing cuts, especially to their meal programs. And October marks the beginning of Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. Happy Thursday to you. I'm Amelia Lee here with you on this October 2nd. It's 5:31 this morning, and it is a hot start to our Thursday, isn't it, Megan? Very hot, very unfortunate.
Well, I wouldn't say the start of the day is. I mean, we're talking 50s, but definitely this afternoon is going to be on the hotter side as we have those 80s returning. But let's tell you what you can expect going into the morning. 50s, 60s, not too bad. Maybe a light jacket as you're heading out the door. But this afternoon, definitely on the warmer side, mainly the low to mid 80s. Are those forecast high temperatures. And as has been the trend for most of this week, no surprise here, it's nice and clear this morning. We won't see that rain returning until Monday of your next work week. Here's a look at the next 12 hours, though, a breakdown of your day. Sunny to mostly sunny skies are in the forecast with high temperatures around that 4 o'clock time frame. Amelia.
A Perry County woman was indicted by a federal grand jury. Ashley Begley was indicted on 4 counts of attempted murder of a federal law enforcement officer and 1 count of knowingly using and discharging a firearm in relation to a crime of violence. She was arrested last week after police say she fired shots toward DEA officers. That incident came about when authorities were trying to serve an active state arrest warrant on her husband, Clint Begley. A drug case against a Magoffin County man is heading to federal court. Matthew Owens was indicted by a federal grand jury for possessing at least 50 grams of substances containing meth and fentanyl and possessing a firearm by a convicted felon. The incident happened in March. Police had received a tip about Owens heading somewhere to sell meth. In Laurel County, 1 man faces charges after he was accused of assaulting a woman. Police were called a little after 10:30 Tuesday night. Police say Corey Posey forced his way into the victim's home and threatened them before hitting her in the back of her head. Posey had left the area but was later arrested at an apartment complex in the southern part of the county. A man is dead and his neighbor charged with his murder. The charges come after a Rockcastle County man was reported missing. Timothy King's body was discovered in the yard of a neighbor under a tarp. WYMT's Phil Pendleton spoke to police about the case.
The houses in this part of Rockcastle County are few and pretty far between, about as common as you would find a violent crime here. And police say the event that ended Timothy King's life is even more tragic.
He just helped her. She was probably somebody that needed assistance from time to time, and he was probably like a good neighbor.
Police say 40-year-old Tuasha Flores Mejia shot and killed the neighbor that lended her a hand from time to time. She was also charged with burglary, robbery, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with physical evidence.
The victim had been reported missing by concerned family members, and we believe, due to the autopsy and stuff, that Mr. Timothy had been possibly deceased for about a week.
Funeral services for Timothy King will take place Saturday at a funeral home in Brodhead. According to his obituary, he loved working on small motors. He made a living simply doing what he loved. Police say they're still putting information and evidence together, but they believe a theft was part of the motive. She was found driving King's car.
At first, she gave us very little information, and after doing the investigation, putting things together, his property was located in her residence.
Police say they also found several objects in the yard near the victim's body that are key to their case. In Rockcastle County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
State police say the case against the suspect is ongoing and more charges could be filed. In London, first responders rescued a man who had been trapped during a house fire. Dispatch received a call about the situation a little before 9 o'clock yesterday morning. They went to a home on East 5th Street in London where they were told that a man in a wheelchair was trapped inside the burning home. After finding the man in a bedroom, he was taken out of the home before he was taken to St. Joseph's, London. We are told he suffered burns and smoke inhalation. His name has not yet been released. In Powell County, search and rescue teams saved 2 people who fell an estimated 45 feet at Courthouse Rock. It happened Tuesday afternoon. Using rapid deploy, Powell County 911 dispatch was able to share GPS coordinates and live cell phone videos from callers. This allowed first responders to assess conditions in real time and identify the precise location of the victims. They were flown from the scene to UK hospital in serious but stable condition. Senior centers throughout the Commonwealth are facing cuts, especially to their meal programs. At the Jackson County Senior Center, staff say they'll have to stop driving to serve meals, approximately 110 seniors, and they even had to lay off their meal delivery drivers. State Representative Timmy Truitt says it's time to step up for the elderly.
We're a selfish people, and we don't look for our neighbors, and I hope that this just brings light to this, that we need to take care of our neighbors, especially those who are most vulnerable.
The center is asking for help from the community, including donations, help with meals, and volunteers. The Harlan County Sheriff's Office announced they have received several grants to go towards their outdated equipment while saving taxpayer dollars. Spirit of Blue Foundation awarded nearly $35,000 worth of patrol rifles, optics, and accessories and tourniquets. The Attorney General's office also gave multiple grants, which will go towards updating outdated equipment.
We've had several instances already here in Harlan County. You know, it's a small town, a lot of great people here, but unfortunately sometimes bad things still happens in small town USA. So it's just something that if I'm going to send deputies out to perform these duties, I want them to have every tool possible to make sure they safely do their job.
Sheriff Brewer says Kentucky State Police Post 10 in Harlan also donated tasers, which will replace deputies' current tasers that were donated in 2007. And we will have more details about this on Mountain News this morning at 6. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and healthcare workers are urging folks to get checked regularly. Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky's radiology department has helped countless patients, including one that's very close to us here at WYMT. Our Neely Green spoke to former WYMT anchor Chas Gayhart, who's sharing her story publicly for the first time.
Former WYMT morning anchor Chas Gayhart works at Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky as their public relations coordinator. Working in a health clinic, Gayhart sees her coworkers caring for patients every day. But one day in June, she became a patient herself.
I could feel something and knew that I needed to come in and see this team that was right here in the clinic with me.
Gayhart was diagnosed with breast cancer. By September 5th, she had experienced countless biopsies, mammograms, and other medical procedures, including a lumpectomy. Although it was an intimidating and vulnerable time, the radiology team supported her through the process.
That can make a huge difference just talking to the patients, like especially when I have a patient who is having a mammogram for the very first time. You know, they're always really nervous, so I do my best to try to slow down, explain it to them, talk them through the process.
Each woman part of Gayhart's journey, from standing by her side from the start to sitting by her now. Brittany Miller says it's important to be a source of comfort for her patients.
I help get the patients ready for the biopsies, kind of explain everything before they get started, so they're not scared when they go in the room. My grandmother had breast cancer, and it was a scary time for her, and I don't feel like she had as much of that when she was going through it, so I like to be that support system for people.
Primary Care partners with the University of Kentucky to make that same care in Lexington available here in the mountains.
They come here 2 to 3 Wednesdays a month, and we do diagnostics. They read them on site, and we do the biopsies, ultrasound guided here as well. And then pathology is also sent to UK.
Gayhart says although Breast Cancer Awareness Month is October, awareness should be spread all year round, and she's going to use her story to start that conversation.
I can be that encouraging person that says, I'm a breast cancer survivor, and you may not even have it, but at least come and get it checked by people right here at home.
In Perry County, Neely Green, WYMT Mountain News.
Gayhart says when she had her mammogram and biopsy that it wasn't a long process and it didn't hurt. The radiology team wants folks to know they are just a phone call away. The Floyd County School District is kicking off Breast Cancer Awareness Month, rallying behind one of their own. The district encouraged all of its students and staff to wear pink in honor of Betsy Lane Elementary School Assistant Principal Andrea Humphreys. Students and coworkers say Humphreys has always been full of faith and fight. So learning she was diagnosed with breast cancer and watching her battle the diagnosis has been hard. So they want her to know they're in her corner as she prepares for a big surgery.
And just seeing all of Floyd County come together to show our support by wearing pink, we're showing her how much we love her and we miss her and we care for her, and we can't wait to welcome her back.
The school district is on fall break the next couple of days, but they encourage folks to keep praying for and supporting Humphreys. Yesterday also marked the beginning of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Domestic violence is a pattern of abusive behavior used from one person to another in a relationship to maintain power and control. In West Virginia, for example, 61% of women in that state experience domestic violence in their lifetime. That's according to World Population Review. One expert says there are some things you can look for, including physical injuries and isolation.
Another thing that you can often see is the person who's causing harm is controlling what they do, where they go, monitoring them for for an example, seeing where they're at, when they're going to be there, when they're going to come home.
While physical or sexual violence are what are most commonly associated with it, there's also verbal or financial abuse. Kentuckians are asked to be alert as the fall wildfire season begins. Outdoor burning restrictions are in place right now, and burning is prohibited from 6 in the morning till 6 in the evening every day within 150 feet of woods, brush, or dry grass. This happens every fall from October 1st through December 15th. The governor's office says the Division of Forestry responds to more than 850 wildfires each year. 99% of them in Kentucky are caused by human activity. A disease impacting deer continues to spread across the Commonwealth. Wildlife officials say there have been more than 550 reports of the disease. It's known as HD. It's been detected in 94 counties. HD isn't contagious to humans and it doesn't spread to most pets. But if you find a sick deer, report it to wildlife officials. Daytime closings will start today for a road in Floyd County. Officials say crews will start working on Kentucky 194 at milepoint 6.292 for embankment repairs. It's just before the German boat ramp and campground area. In addition, the road will be closed from 8 until 6 today on Friday and Monday. Drivers can use Kentucky 1428 to bypass that work. It's 5:43. CBS is announcing an anniversary celebration of the hit comedy Everybody Loves Raymond, 30 years after it first premiered.
And we're still staying dry here in eastern Kentucky, but rain chances next week.
Join us.